Okay, hello everyone. We are again with our podcast in 5G Commission 9 about transparency. Today we'll have Malgorzata and Cromwell, the presenter. Cromwell, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it's nice to be back, Daniela, and of course, welcome back everyone with our podcast on transparency. Today we have Malgosha. She's another member of the FIG Commission 9 on real estate valuation, and we are really glad to have her with us today, right just in time with the holidays. So, without much further ado, I will leave the floor to Malgosha to introduce herself first, and so she can give us a few background of her work on what she does normally and how she sees the word transparency in a professional level and personal level. So the floor is yours, Malgosha. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. And first of all, I would like to say that this companion is absolutely amazing. So, I'm really glad to be here. We are just after Christmas time, so before New Year's Eve. So, really great time. Uh, well, we have not a lot of time, so speaking about me and my passion, I have to be very short, long story. I am involved at the real estate valuation and decision making system elaboration more than 25 years already. So I work at the University of Warmia and Mazur in Poland. I am professor of real estate, let's say, at the Faculty of Geoengineering. But what is the most important here that from the beginning I was really interested and really involved how to increase efficiency in real estate market analysis. And I was really surprised at the beginning when I started, when I was a very young researcher, that it was really not possible to apply the methods to real estate, let's say, domain without modification of the reality. So the reality was that we have to um, amend the reality to match to the model, not the other way around that it should be. So I start to think what's going on in this domain. Why it's not possible to uh, interpret the results in a simple way. Why real estate market is so complex? So that's why I start to create some ideas related to elaboration decision-making systems. Right now, based on artificial intelligence, let's say, from overall point of view. Hmm?
Well,
Yeah.
you have a lot of package to unpack in there. There's a lot of ideas right there. So before I go deeper on those ideas you were saying, Malgoshana, let's start with how do you define transparency in real estate market on your point of view, not just from the professional point of view, but also in your personal point of view, of course.
Well, um, first of all, I would like to not repeat the definition that everyone just repeat and speak, that what does it mean, what it should be, why it's so important. I would like to just share my point of view from a little bit different side.
Sure,
So,
sure, sure.
from
Please
my
do.
opinion, yeah, everyone should really define the transparency from their own point of view. I mean, own related to real estate market from the society point of view, from the country point of view. And this is not the definition, one definition to match to all. This is first issue. The second issue is that, let's say, from current point of view, transparency means that we should have access, all of us should have access to all of information. This is not true, actually. Or, well, it is true, but this is not really transparency. This is illusion of transparency. So if we look at the transparency from my point of view, it has to be matched to our awareness of the society, to our, let's say, willings to really obtain the information or gain the information, and not to create the noise of information. For example, I have met on in a Tegova very great conference last month or 2 months ago, and I asked some businessmen from Holland if they
Mhm.
have a transparent market, and he said, yes, of course we have. And I asked, what do you mean? We have huge amount of transactions. We have access to the data bases. And I said, all of you in your country? He said, not just our members. And all right. And I said, how to become a members? So you have to pay a fee. And how much is it? And he said, oh, it's huge. So this is, from my point of view, of course, it is not transparency, but from his point of view, or maybe a nation point of view in Holland, this is transparency. So this is, I will be not, let's say, innovative when I said that this is very complex and multi-level uh, issue to define really the transparency.
Well, that's a good example because how can you really be transparent if there's a paywall between information and the users? No, how can you guarantee? Maybe it works both ways or not. But yeah.
Well, it is like the transparent just was uh, just was for rich people, so they can exist in a transparent
Yeah,
market, other not,
the
and
other
this
not the
is.
other people
Uh,
now. Exactly.
but it was not the, let's say, idea to create transparency. And well, I have a few more issues, but maybe after next questions I will reveal more. But I would like to just mention one issue, like
Uh-huh.
access to the database.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the issues that we can define that this is transparency. But what if this data sets it's full of not really precise information from common point of view from average participants on the market. Like it's full of abbreviations, full of let's say just language reserved for the experts. And well, we can say that of course we have access to full of information, but we really can't understand what is in this data sets or in this bunch of information, how to really interpret. Mhm.
I totally agree with you because I am kind of working with what I call information pollution. Like we have access to so much data, but we tend to not understand everything up there because maybe it's not
Right.
in our expertise, it's not our capacity to understand them, but there are a lot of there. And also I think Peter was also talking with his point of view with transparency with the existence of good data and bad data at the same time. So maybe us like experts of the field should be able to analyze and comprehend what data are actually fit for use for us for what we need to do, and what are the data that we can eliminate or move behind on the second row and not use them. That's really thought provoking, Malgosia. That's very, very,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice.
it's actually my big love to data. So, and I really, it's another issue. What does it mean, good and bad data? In my
Yeah,
opinion, it does not exist bad data. It's just the bad interpretation of
bad
that data,
interpretation.
right?
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly, exactly. So I see you're working with a lot, with information on your field in real estate value, and I think Peter was really talking about that real estate data should really be geo data, like they should be geographically integrated data. It should be on the map. It should be visible for everyone. That it is purely location based. So what do you think of, with the recent trend of, you know um, data being visualized on maps? Like when you open your Google Maps, you have a lot of information showing, a lot of icons showing on your screen. What do you think, this
Uh, mhm.
over information, oversharing of information that are visible to everyone?
I think right now this is quite common issue. So everyone can see properties, everyone can see what is on the map. And so this is not really innovative, but I think the more innovation that we can observe right now is to use AI related to the pictures, videos that we can process let's say by the use of AI systems, what we can take from this kind of source of information, which is picture, as I said, of the properties, or videos, or even more, what we can take from the, let's say, people cognition point of view, like what people really think about real estates, what is their opinion, and this is like some kind of crowdsourcing that we can obtain from the social media,
Yeah.
and they let's say preferences that they exchange each other. So of course GIS related to the real estate, from my point of view, it's like a basis knowledge right now. But what we can really add to these maps, this is the innovation, which can be even more crucial. For example, in United States, because I work on a taxation system as well to increase the efficiency in Poland related to this issue, that when I was in USA last year, I uh, it was really rocket science for me that they publish all values on the map, on the system, that everyone can have access, and not just citizens, but as well you can have access to, or me. So everyone can see what what actually is the value of the neighbor, of
Hmm.
me or anyone in United States. So when I first saw this information, from my point of view as a Polish woman, I said, "Oh my God, this is unbelievable! This
Huge.
is this no, no, this is not this is not true. This is like illusion, really." But after 1 year, I just start to think, wow, this is the issue. This is the value. So why I can't see the value of my neighbor? This is not what he has in his wallet. This
Yeah.
is not this information. This is what is the constant feature of the neighborhood that I have. So why not? And so it took me 1 year.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how it will take for our like European general society. It will take a little bit more time, I think, to really agree with that issue. But this is the question: how far we can go to publish the information for open access, to secure our, let's say, prevent our security, and to be transparent. I think this is some kind of, it should be like some kind of stages, procedure. We should
Yes.
publish one by one by
Yes.
one to,
One
yeah,
step at a time. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think it will take a lot, um, changing of mindset to actually achieve this kind of project, because you need a lot of political will from the government to, address these issues, a lot of technical capacity from the professional, well, and a lot of, convincing for the society, for the masses, to actually, this is not damaging my rights to privacy, but instead this is pushing forward to a more transparent real estate market.
Yeah, and the most important feature of this all systems that you mentioned are just the human. So how long? Because someone asked, oh, when will be transparent market? And the question is, how long it will take for human to adapt to the reality of the new reality, to the new information? And this is the question. So it will be so fast as we can adapt to the new reality. And actually, the transparency in this issue is our prevention of our security that AI provide us. So we are all over, everywhere are just the systems that based on AI. It's a lot of advantages of that. I
Yeah.
work on that, but it's as well a lot of disadvantages. So like some kind of fake information, like
Yeah.
hallucinations, and this is actually the transparency. It's the prevention of us against of machines
Yeah.
imaginations. Let's say if machines can have imagination. Right.
I totally agree with you. I mean, like well, they said the guy from Trimble, we should not be afraid to use AI as a tool for our profession. It will not take over us. We will be the one behind AI to address certain issues to make help us with decision making, like you said. Of course, with when it comes to real estate market, like you said, it's a very complex environment. So we need to address certain issues with a little bit of caution. So I think I'll move to the last question, Malgosha.
All right.
But because we kind of hard because this will consider the young surveyors. What can you suggest to young people, young professionals who are interested in going to become expert in real estate valuation? Of course, you have to think about it if they are going to be expert with the use of AI, new technologies, traditional methods, or with the society in general. What can you suggest with the young people, for our young colleagues out there?
Well, the first issue is that not everyone can be a valuer. Not everyone can be really involved in a real estate market. So if you really love this, you will be good in that. If not, it you will you will fight for all your life to struggle with this very complex issue because real estate market, as we all know, is it's one of the most, let's say, important issue for every human, but it's one of the most complex issue on the other way. So and that's why it's a lot of knowledge, like a law, technical issues, like economy, like even psychology. All of this information you have to have in one head. So, in my opinion, you can't be good in everything in case of valuation. So, the my personal advice is just to choose one domain that you will be really good at if you really focus on that. For example, if you would like to be expert in residential properties, go to this domain. If you want to be for commercial or very special like airports or something domain, just to go to this part of, let's say, domain of
Sector,
valuation.
yes.
If you would like to be the, let's say, valuer for everything, in my opinion, it's mission impossible. so so just choose one and not afraid to use new technology, because if you will not be aware what this can provide you, just you will lose your competition because it's really really helpful. But just if you really know what's going on in this domain. So, like using technical tools. And what is the very important issue and good news is that you really don't have to be expert in AI or just in new technology, because it's very usually simple to use it, but you have to be aware what you don't know about this technology, and you can be aware that you can create some mistake to interpret. So usually use some cross validation of your results, like more tools, more, let's say, uh, analysis that can make you sure that your results are right, proper, accurate as much as it's possible. It's never be 100% on a property market, for sure.
Well, spoken like a true champion of real estate
Well,
valuation. Well, thank you very much, Malgasha. It's just really lovely to have you this morning with us, and thank you for your time to participate in our, small podcast about transparency and real estate valuation with FIG Commission 9 and Young Surveyors, of course, the FIG Young Surveyors Network. So thank you once
th-
again in my behalf. And if you have any parting words to
yes.
address, please
Thank
do.
you very much, guys. It was really nice to be with you. And I hope we will meet and to speak about maybe data sets or AI technology. So maybe I can introduce another podcast or just
Yeah,
short
yeah, we'll make
to
an episode out of it. Don't worry about that. I have a
oh,
few
maybe
notes on
maybe
this. Yeah,
audience or maybe your audience will just say if they interested in to obtain more information about that or just speak. Maybe they have some questions.
sure.
I would be very glad to answer. Thank you very much, Cromwell and Daniela. It was great pleasure to be here, and
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
course, audience.
Thank you very much. So you heard that, guys. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment below or send us a quick message through Instagram or our Facebook Messenger. So thank you very much again and have a lovely morning.